Hello and welcome to this week's episode of CBTV. The global economy appears to be on the brink of a significant slowdown. Over the weekend, billions of dollars were wiped from the world share markets as more and more people become increasingly concerned about the state of the global economy. European unemployment has risen to near record levels, while employment growth in the United States is half of what was forecast. Spain, one of the largest economies in the Eurozone, is facing a possible bailout in order to save the country's banking system. Economist Mark Faber has warned of significant asset deflation as well as meaningful slowdowns in China and India. And here in Australia, some economists are now predicting that the Reserve Bank will cut the cash rate by 50 basis points due to concerns about the Australian economy. Mark Faber is 100% certain that we're now heading for a global recession within the next 12 months. And a number of issues have led to this gloomy news. Not least of all, too much debt in the system and the spendthrift ways of countries that continue to live beyond their means. So it really goes without saying, now is the worst possible time to be introducing a carbon tax and a mining tax in Australia. On top of this, the government continues to splash cash around with gay abandon, failing to understand that you cannot spend your way out of a crisis that in itself was caused by too much spending. Now all Australians will pay for Labor's excesses. Already, we're paying $22 million every day to service Labor's debt, while it continues to borrow more than $700 million every single week. And that's why Labor wants to increase Australia's credit card limit, this time to a massive $300 billion. The sad thing is, much of this was foreseeable. Back in 2009, I warned about the folly of excessive government spending, aiming at surviving today at the expense of tomorrow. You could see back then that governments were borrowing too much money, presuming the good times would just keep rolling along. Now we're facing the consequences of such unwise actions, and the price we'll pay is likely to be very high indeed. As long as the Gillard government continues to mismanage the economy, we will be increasingly vulnerable to the impacts of a global slowdown. This is Cory Bernardi. You're watching CBTV.